This is an English mahogany campaign chest from around about 1875 in date. And it really is very interesting, very unusual. So unusual, in fact, that in 25 years of dealing in campaign furniture and handling many hundreds of campaign chests, my brother and I have never seen one like this. What's unusual about it? Well, you've probably already figured it out. It's the dimensions, it's the size. It's an incredibly unusual size. The dimensions are in many ways similar to that of a Wellington chest, named after Arthur Wellesley, the Duke of Wellington, but never really used as a piece of campaign furniture for Wellington chest. It was more an organised storage unit, 7 drawers, one for each day of a week. The Duke liked to be very organised. And really, to fully comprehend the unusual dimensions of it, I think I need to move a standard campaign chest in front of it so you can compare. And this is a very nice walnut campaign chest with figured walnut veneers to the drawers. And you can see the difference in size. Much taller and about 2/3 of the width of a standard 39-inch campaign chest. So really quite interesting for that. And a lovely size, probably made as a bespoke piece. That would explain why we haven't seen any others. But I am surprised that more weren't made, because it's such a great practical size, and probably it was bespoke made for use on board ship in an officer's cabin where you've got far less space. The big clue to that, of course, is this removable gallery to the top. That's a good indicator of shipboard use. But another indicator is also the carrying handles to the side. Now, we've replaced these handles, but they're correct. They're the right size, and they would have been iron. And the reason we know that they're the right size is because of the shadow marks underneath. Now, when we bought this chest, it had quite smart brass carrying handles to the side. If ever we see a campaign chest with brass carrying handles to the side, we're immediately suspicious. 90% at least of campaign chests that have brass carrying handles to the side, if they're English, the handles have been put on at a later date to enhance it. People wrongly thinking that campaign chests should have carrying handles. Well, some of the earlier ones did, and ones used for shipboard use did. Ones used by the army would have packing cases. You wouldn't want carrying handles unless they're flush. So these iron carrying handles would make it far easier to move on board ship, where you wouldn't want packing cases getting in the way. We can also see it splits in half, and you have got 4 lugs, 1 to each corner. So let's have a closer look at the front. So we have got these 5 drawers. You might have noticed the handles are slightly smaller than a standard campaign chest handle, but that's due to a little bit of thought from the cabinet maker. Obviously the chest is smaller in size, bigger handles perhaps might not look quite as good as these ones, which are more measured to the size of the chest. So 2 plain drawers. We've got the split here, and then we've got the secretaire here, which is at the right height to sit at. And the secretaire, apart from being smaller in size, works in many ways the same as a standard campaign chest. You've got two locking catches here, which are opened by pushing these pressed buttons. You've got maple faced drawers, maple faced serpentine tops to these pigeonholes, a good writing surface. The drawers are all plain, there's no provision to take inkwells or pen tray, and that's really quite standard. So a chest splits in half here. It's not quite in the middle of the chest. If you did that, then you wouldn't be able to have a secretaire at a height to sit at. The legs are removable, they unscrew. Then you've got these two drawers down here. But they're actually not drawers, they're faux drawers. This is actually a cupboard, which is another unusual feature. We have seen it occasionally on some chests, but you don't see it often. And you've got a nice big empty space there that you could put boots in, or clothing, or perhaps hats, or whatever you wanted. The back of a cupboard board, and this is quite a sizable piece of mahogany, has got these two strengthening bars to it. Now, they've been on there a very long time. They might be original, they might have been added later just as an extra belts and braces, just to give the cupboard door a little bit of extra strength. We're never really going to know. They look pretty good, they're doing a job, there's no point taking them off. And the cupboard has got a little ball, sprung ball catch just here. So it locks nice and neatly like that. So a very interesting, unusual sized campaign chest. English, mahogany, around about 1875. And I would be very surprised if we ever see another one of these dimensions. Great piece of furniture.